Welcome to the studio. I'm your host, Marie Pavlak, and today we are going to be talking about creating your strategic plan for 2018. It's your roadmap for the next year. In this studio session, this is really going to be a lot of work that you're going to be doing on your own. My goal is to sort of lay out the foundation for you, and then you are going to have to get the workbook, which you can get just right below. It looks like this. And then you will be able to begin the process of creating the life that you would like to have. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera away from me and actually on to the workbook. So I'm going to screen share right now. And so big screen share there. And then I'm actually going to go to the workbook and you will be able to see the actual workbook. So the 2018 workbook, it's also a reflection of 2017. One of the things that we find in the work that we do with people is that if you don't reflect on what you've done in the past, you're not going to be able to learn from those past lessons, and then you won't be able to figure out how to move forward. So if you've got your workbook, really, the first thing that you'll need to do, and I'm very excited for this, is to remember, don't limit yourself. We're going to start with 2017 and how you can review and reflect on 2017. You'll see on page 3 of your workbook, which I will get to right now, page 3, it talks all about the review. You know, how do you make sure that you're going into the new year clear on what happened last year? The good, the bad, the ugly. And let's face it, there are some good things that happened last year. There's some bad things that happened last year. And there's some things that we probably all don't want to talk about. So the first thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write down all the things that you achieved this past year. Now listen, even if it's something small like I didn't go and have that second scoop of ice cream, that's good. I want you to write that down. Take some time, go ahead and pause me and take some time to write that down. Congratulations on your success. It's really important that you take a moment to have what one of my mentors calls a champagne moment, where you sort of cheers yourself on the success that you've had and all the wins that you've had this year. So really take some time and pat yourself on the back for the things that you've done. As you go through this workbook, and I'm actually not going to be going through it with you, the entire workbook with you right now in this video, because this is really something that you'll need to do on your own. I'd like you to take the time to go through the entire workbook and write down all the answers to the questions that you see here. One of the key things when you're thinking about some of the successes and the wins that you've had, I'd also like you to think about some of the tools that you've used in the past year that made your life successful. And it's really important that you sort of see what made me successful last year. Who are the people that helped me become successful? Then after you've done all that, you'll go on page 8 of your workbook and you'll start looking at what are the goals that you have for 2018. What's really important about setting goals, and something that a lot of people don't tell you, is that it's not just about setting the goal. It's also about recognizing that if in my mind, I think the goal's already done, my mind, this is all neuroscience, my mind will believe that I've done it. So if you'll notice in your workbook, we phrase the questions for you to answer, not with how will you feel, but more importantly, how do you feel? How did it feel to achieve your goals in 2018? How did it feel to actually get that thing that you wanted? And what did you do to get it? So that way your mind starts to think of it as if it's already done. And if your mind thinks it's already done, when you're starting to do it, you're not going to get some of the challenges that we give ourselves mentally about, I can't do this, I don't know how to do this, I don't have this, I don't have that, because in your mind, you've already done it. So it's just a matter of executing what you've already done. Now, once you've actually completed your workbook, type in the chat about how it was, what your goals are. Join us on our Facebook page, which you'll see at the end of your workbook what that Facebook page group is. It's called Creative Rules. And let others know, starting to create that community of people that will hold you accountable to your goals. Now, part of this series is that every quarter, we will review the goals that we made for the last quarter, and we'll start to work on what we need to do for the new quarter. So what your workbook is actually doing is providing you what your overall goal for the year is. But then in the mini series that will continue this, you will begin to look at the goals that you have for the new year, for each quarter. And that way you'll be able to chunk up the work that you have to do into small segments, and we can celebrate those wins together, and we can help you through the challenges. So sign up for the workshops that are every quarter. It'll be at the end of a quarter, the beginning of a new quarter. So that way you have a chance to reflect on what you did, what you didn't do, what you should have done, what needs to get done. And let's work together to make 2018 a great year for you, for me, for everyone. I hope you enjoyed this beginning of this series, and I hope you enjoyed this workbook, and send some feedback. Write in the chat about how you felt about the workbook, things that you thought you would like to have seen in the workbook, things that you'd like to see in the video. We'll be creating some more videos. It won't just be me. It'll be some other people in the video as well to help you through the year. Thanks again, and thanks for joining the studio sessions. I'm Marie Pavlak, and I enjoyed this time with you. Bye.